this one.
Shootout. As the referee will stop the taking for just a moment. There would be a concern if Alvarez hits it onto his other foot. That would be a double touch.
Thought he just slipped.
Let's see. Doesn't really look like it there.
Not from that angle.
Valverde. And I think the referee is saying that it is a double kick. It won't count. Valverde in the third round beyond Oblak, who gets the right way.
This is the closest that Oblak's been to denying Real Madrid.
And it's Lucas Vazquez. The second half substitution will be a long run up against Oblak. Lucas Vazquez, save from Oblak! They needed it, and they got it from the
changes is made. Halfway through, he doesn't get anywhere near the angle on it. He doesn't get it anywhere near the height.
Marcos Llorente fourth.
Degree. Under that bar.
To win it. Some in the dugout for Real can hardly watch. Antonio Rudiger! Oblak gets a piece, but it goes in! Real Madrid are through to the quarterfinal! Atleti!
Right, crazy night of football is what we saw yesterday in the UEFA Champions League as Atletico Madrid did everything possible to get the job done against Madrid. But then, unfortunately for them, it was the penalty that a whole lot of people have been talking about, the controversial penalty that was actually, if you look at that penalty again, you definitely want to say maybe Julian Alvarez had a touch with that penalty, but then you just have to check again. You get to confirm that it was indeed a double touch for the Argentine international. But then it is what it is for Atletico Madrid. Some people are even saying Diego Simeone was the architect of their failure yesterday. I cannot say, but then it is just what it is for them as far as the UEFA Champions League is concerned. All of this and many more we'll get to discuss on the show this lovely Thursday afternoon. Sport fans, welcome to another Thursday edition of iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM, where we get to celebrate the world of football, of course, sport generally, and of course, a big congratulations to all of the teams who are in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain, talk about Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, Real Madrid, and of course Aston Villa. These are the top teams who are currently in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. Right, this one is dedicated to all Madrid fans across the world. It was a difficult night for them, a crazy night, you must say. But then you just have to pray for some sort of luck when you are playing against Madrid, because it seems Atletico Madrid are not having it good when it comes to playing against Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League. But then it is what it is for them. They played their heart out yesterday. They played like real men. But at the end of the day, penalty really, yes, it's a game of luck. And trust me, Madrid had all of the luck yesterday against Atletico Madrid. And of course, Diego Simeone, he's been talking tough. We are yet to hear from the Madrid camp. They are yet to say anything except, the injured Dani Ceballos, who responded to the comment. Right, definitely another time of our life to celebrate sporting action on the show. Yes, like I said, the guys are seated quickly. Let me welcome on board the guys on the show because our time is really, running just like peace. Good afternoon to you. I'm quite sure you are looking forward to the game against Real Madrid. I know you'll be praying up for Madrid to be dumped out of the UEFA Champions League, but then it is what it is. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Abiodun Sports. Good afternoon to everyone under the sound of my voice. It's great to be back on another exciting episode. And the UEFA, gave us a lot of classic matches, especially the one between Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid. It was really an entertaining game. I'm actually, I don't know, it's actually a bittersweet feeling in my mouth because, we get to, I get to see my team play with the best, against the best team in the world right now, of, Mbappe, Vini, and see how, let's see if the hype is truly, there, the hype of, the best defense and everything like that. So I would like to see that. That's, got me excited. But low-key, I know that it's going to end in tears, but we just have to accept it for now and enjoy the competition and as well, a lot of other fixtures that happened in the UEFA Champions League. Of course, the UEFA Champions League is the highlight of the show today, but at the same time, a lot of things happen in the world.
Well, let me start on this note. I have never seen someone rule out their team before they kick the ball, and the sport princess is already doing that. Ruling out Arsenal before they play.
When you do that against Chelsea, I don't call you out. It is my team.
I've never ruled Chelsea out before
I'm
kicking the
sure that you
ball.
don't even think that Chelsea will make top for this season.
I said I put Chelsea in my top 4 now. Yeah, I did. I said Chelsea will finish fourth.
We have the receipt.
I said Chelsea will finish fourth.
Of him having.
But then I think it's even different.
I don't think we have any receipt
before kicking
because
the ball.
I've seen my team. You don't know my team the way I do.
I think Atletico Madrid actually showed us how very vulnerable Real Madrid can be, especially from the left side of defense. Ferland Mendy was the culprit in yesterday's game, and I think
yesterday night I was going crazy.
I was actually about to ask you that.
I was going crazy.
How is your blood pressure doing? Especially the Vini moment. We'll talk about it later.
The Vini moment was just crazy. But then, talking about Arsenal, of course, let's get into action already. Let's start with the UEFA Champions League. That is the moment. Immediately, Kylian Mbappe, wriggled his way through the defense of Atletico Madrid. I knew it was going to be a penalty because they were really resolute in their defense yesterday. But then Lucas Vazquez stepped up as the captain of the team to take the penalty. But Vini Jr. told this guy, what do you make of that particular, I was thinking, why didn't Kylian Mbappe step up?
Exactly. I think Kylian Mbappe is a better penalty taker, to be very honest. We saw him deliver on the big stage, the World Cup final for crying out loud. Yeah, one of the best penalty goalkeepers. Yeah, he did that, he stepped up. But I think they would definitely refer to the other guy. I could remember the Jude Bellingham situation as well. So this would keep happening to this certain Real Madrid team, and it was a very, very crucial moment. I think big ups to Atletico Madrid. They brought their A game, scored in the first 30 seconds of the game. Conor Gallagher, the fastest Englishman to score in the UEFA Champions League. What a way to start a UEFA Champions League knockout game, and they defended really well in that game. Rodrigo was not just in the game at all, and even Vini Jr., and that caused him to even be subbed off. So I think it was a very, very good game for Atletico Madrid. But for Real Madrid, the penalty decision is one problem they will definitely keep having, because you have two guys who want to take penalties who want to score goals. They know how very crucial goals can be in getting individual awards. So the two of them want to score goals. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to the stage where whoever wins it takes it. If Carlo Ancelotti does not really come out to say that, okay, Vini Jr. is the penalty taker, or Kylian Mbappe is the penalty taker, and I believe he wouldn't want to hurt the ego of the other by saying that, okay, this is the designated penalty taker. So it is one point I think Real Madrid need to be very careful of. Thank God they made it through to the next round. Had it been Real Madrid did not make it through, it would have been one of the talking points.
Absolutely.
The whole world talking about that penalty miss by Vini Jr. But just like I said, they were very, very lucky to get through, and that is why we are not here really talking about or making a lot about the penalty miss by Vini Jr.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll still get to the controversial, penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Talking about Julian Alvarez's penalty in the kickoff for yesterday. But Peace, let's talk about Atletico Madrid as a team yesterday. I was talking to someone yesterday because an Arsenal fan, is my younger brother. He called me yesterday. He was saying, yo, bro, you are crashing out this night. And I told him clearly, see this Atletico Madrid, I know they were very good on the night. They played their heart out yesterday. But then you scoring. So, they went back to their defense. They're trying to play on the counter and all of that. And you get the feeling that Atletico Madrid have got the talent to actually out Madrid. But do you think Diego Simeone also contributed to their failure yesterday? Because honestly, I'm not talking as a Madrid fan right now. I'm talking based on what I saw yesterday. Atletico Madrid, actually, they've got what it takes to dump out Madrid yesterday, but then they failed.
Yeah, of course. You have to just look at Diego Simeone. I mean, I think he needs to start doing something different. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. This is not the third time that this same team will be knocking you out of a Champions League game, and it's really, really annoying because the fact that they scored in the first 30 seconds, Madrid after scoring that goal, they'll be scared. They'll be like, oh, what is going on here? We've not even started the ball. And I think if they are taking the advantage of attacking them and then putting the game to them before they settled into the game, I think it would have been a better thing. And then they went back into their defensive shell, and that is one thing about Simeone. Okay, of course, defense wins you title, but how many titles will he actually win you? Because you have a team. Madrid kept attacking, and of course he helped them in the sense that they didn't really concede goals. They won the match, but if they had actually had, because they've got quality, they've got the likes of Alvarez firing for them right now. They are as strong as they are offensively and defensively. I think they are a well balanced team. I don't know this, maybe it's just being cautious. I get that he's being cautious and safe, that he doesn't want to concede any goals. That will probably attack, and then when it's time for you to counter attack, it was more like they just kept absorbing pressure and inviting pressure. You just have to give it to the defense. They actually kept the likes of Mbappe. Mbappe did his best. Vini was not, I don't know what is wrong with Vini at this point. I feel like if you are going to step up to take a penalty like that, you have to score it. And it is Atletico Madrid. If it was a team like a Barcelona or a Bayern Munich, they'll probably be out, because after Vini lost that penalty yesterday, it could have been an entirely different match, because those ones will take the advantage of Vini's head is gone. A lot of people's heads are hungry at right now, so they're not really focused on, and they would have taken advantage of that and attacked Real Madrid to make mistakes more. So for me, I feel like Diego Simeone needs to look at himself in the mirror. This is not the first time. They're during the Ronaldo era, Ramos era, and now it is the Mbappe versus Vini era as well. I mean, it's not like Real Madrid were like the better team on the night. They were okay, but I think for me, Atletico Madrid were better, but they could have approached the game with a little bit more positivity. They were too pragmatic for me, for a team that also wants to advance. I guess you respect Madrid, you know each other, you know their game, but I think they should have focused more on attacking as well. They are good defensively as well as they are good offensively. So for me, I think they should be really disappointed in their manager, because I feel like the players were actually carrying out the instructions of the manager. So it's not like they made the decision by themselves. At the same time, for me, the penalty for me, I think against Alvarez, honestly, I feel like it's harsh, but the rules are rules, because even the referee didn't see it. It was VAR that actually caught the attention of the referee for it. So I think it's harsh, but you look at it in slow motion. It slipped. It was not intentional. It slipped at the last moment. it happened. Atletico Madrid should stop saying that bribery or corruption and everything, because if Vini had actually scored the penalty earlier, the match wouldn't have gone into
penalty
shootouts in the first place, or maybe that would have propelled Atletico Madrid to attack more and then go for it and maybe it's a different. It would have been a different thing, but that didn't happen, and we only saw what happened yesterday. So morning,
I still check because a lot of course I know where all of that is coming. But then talking about that penalty, do you think it is a right call from the referee and of course of VAR?
Yeah, well, just like the Sport Princess said, the rule is the rule.
Absolutely.
The rule is clearly stated that a penalty taker is only allowed to touch the ball once or until it is automatically counted as a miss. So if you get to touch the ball twice, a foul is given against you and a free kick is awarded for the opposing team. That is in the case of that situation. I'm not decision to interpret decisions as if the referees in cases of red cards, mistaken identities, goals scored, then penalties. They did not say penalty shootout. So was the VAR right? And cases where in the game it wasn't the penalty shootout.
Even the Mitrovic goal.
Exactly, even the Mitrovic one, it was during the game. And these scenarios were detected by the center referee, not by the VAR. No, so is the VAR in a right position to interfere in that? For me, I think is no, and that is the point where Diego Simeone is
losing his mind.
Exactly, and I think he's really right about that. He's not saying that is not the rule. He's also not saying that they didn't touch the ball twice. Now, UEFA has come out to say just a few hours ago that decision was solely taken by the VAR and not some technology or some sensor that some people have been saying. There wasn't the sensor. You know, a lot of people have been saying that maybe there's a ball sensor that detected. They said that is not being used in the UEFA Champions League, and that decision was taken by the VAR. Now we saw that image. In fact, to be very honest, I also saw a double kick, but trust me, I watched it like 20 times.
Absolutely.
There were lots of angles. In fact, I was checking series of angles before I could actually see that. So how did the VAR have enough time to check all of these angles and you have found that it was a double kick? For me, I did say it was not a double kick, but then I think Atletico Madrid were just unlucky yesterday, and in the UEFA Champions League, you need a bit of luck to get to the next round, and that is what I think was not on their side yesterday.
Absolutely, I think I agree with you totally, because looking at that penalty once again, Atletico Madrid weren't just lucky yesterday, because you look at
but why is it that Real Madrid are always lucky in the Champions League? Something is fishy somewhere. People at the receiving end of something good that happens, or something bad happens to their opponent. I mean, you have to actually start an investigation.
Maybe life is just happening to Madrid.
No, not life. Why is it that in the Champions League, I think the referees fear them? I don't know. There is something about Real Madrid. Even when they're not doing well, they always find a way to get to
but the then if you watch the game, critical.
Yeah, it was.
So why are people not talking about all of that? So these are the things that we also need to check. Well, the consistency of the referee also matters. It also matters. So I think Madrid were just lucky yesterday. I think that is what happened to them yesterday. But then Atletico Madrid should just move on. All right, let's look at the quarter-final fixtures. Arsenal against Real Madrid. Yes, the first leg is going to be at the Emirates Stadium April 8th, and the second leg is going to be at the Santiago Bernabeu April 18th. So Aston Villa against Paris Saint-Germain, also Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich against Inter Milan. Yes, quickly guys, I just want you to tell me, because we need to move on because of our time. Let me start with you, sport umpire. Arsenal, Real Madrid, who is to put through?
Real Madrid will crash out.
Real Madrid will crash out.
Real Madrid will crash out.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Sport Princess.
PSG.
Honestly, I think Unai Emery will get this one over his former team.
Really?
No. I feel like PSG, for me to knock out Liverpool, honestly, is something that they are the dark horses of this competition. Nobody will expect them, but they probably get to the final, in my opinion. Maybe. Short umpire said, like, I don't